Yeah, we have something incredibly peculiar happening in our garden. So this is a jasmine plant, and it has a couple of polka dot plants with it in the planter. And this is the growth that it's exhibited over the last 5 months, 4 months. Here's another example. We have a bamboo plant, and the jasmine is this high. Same time, same planter, same soil, same plant, and the difference is, I don't know, 20-fold, 30-fold, and it's going everywhere around the corner. So there has to be some energetic sharing, or whatever you want to call it, something to climb up on for this jasmine to be so much more powerful in this example. So let's do another example. Okay, so we have two fruit trees here, Vispero and lemon tree, and I don't know how this is happening, that these trees are growing so fast. Like, these things were maybe 2 feet when we bought them about 6-7 months ago, and they're doing this type of growth. What's going on is we've always had this area covered with growth. We've always had stuff growing around the root system of these. We planted them directly into life. And what I mean by that is we planted them with something protecting and competing with their root system. This has made this grow so fast, and it's actually quite strong growth. It's not that woody, fast, too quick growing growth. So this is very interesting how this actually has grown so incredibly fast and so incredibly vigorous. So here's another example of how competition makes these plants grow so fast and so strong. Next, Proxima. Okay, here's another example. This is variegated Benjamini, and it is planted in a complete array of other root systems and plants in here. It is, I don't know, 5 feet tall, and I'll give you an example of other ones that were planted at the exact same time, and I want to show you the difference. There's another one in here. They're all about 5 feet tall. Okay, so here are the same plants. We bought 10 of them at the same time. So these are about 2 feet tall. They were purchased at the same time. They were the same size. They were watered equally. And these are by themselves. They have no protection whatsoever. And look at the difference. Like, these almost look like they don't want to live. That's how bad it is, the difference, because they have no shelter, no protection. So it's a big difference if they have stuff competing with them very intensively. Okay. Yeah. Out of all the trees in the garden, this Tulipero is insane what it has done. This tree is less than 2 years old. And again, it was this tall. And it's competing for its space. It's competing for the soil energy. It's competing for everything. And that's 6 inches in diameter. And how do you get this type of growth? If this was standing alone all by itself in the middle of nowhere in full sun, it wouldn't be this big. It's already flowering. The flowers are huge. And the energy that this is displaying is very, very, very abnormal. It's not normal that a tree could grow like this. So there's something going on where this competition factor is making this tree grow incredibly fast. Okay, so this guava is, exhibiting the same behavior. It is competing. It's a little bit bare now, but it was competing very strongly with other plants. And in the last week, this has shot up another 50 centimeters. So it's very interesting how this competitive nature is getting these plants to do all these explosive growth patterns. Okay. So even our ornamentals, like this is 6 months old. I remember finding this on the side of the road. So these plants, this little bit broken up because we're driving through here with a wheelbarrow. But this plant again, explosive growth in between two rocks. There's very little material there, but it feels very comfortable there because it's competing with the plants that are behind it. So it's this real push to create, you know, massive leaves and to be very, very healthy. We have another tree in here. It's coming out of two cracks. Right down there, there's two cracks. It's just coming out of two rocks. And again, you know, insanely explosive growth. Like, how do you get this type of growth? It's incredible. And it's again this idea of competitive gardening, where you're getting your plants to help and to compete with each other in a positive way. Yeah. Okay, so I want to explain also this little bit of what I call squeeze play. And squeeze play means that you are planting trees in between rocks or against the wall, or you know, you're providing some shelter and protection for them. So these two apple trees are from apples that we've eaten, like they are the seeds that we've harvested from the apples. And I put you know, a ground cover around the bottom of the base so that the base of the apple tree is protected on both of them. And what happens is, again, they're displaying this incredible desire to reach the sky. They're growing so fast and they're so confined in their space, but they still have this energy to move forward. They want to grow in this confined space with the help of other plants. And these other plants have conditioned the soil for these plants to do extremely well, extremely fast. Okay, got it. Here's another example of this squeeze play. This is flowering already. There's going to be lots of seeds on this. But the squeeze play is here. It's growing inside the rocks. It has lots of strength from the rocks, protection from the rocks, and it's growing so beautiful. It's insane because it's under pressure to perform amongst other plants and amongst a containment that are the rocks that are keeping it very tight. So remember that when you're dealing with really confined, tight spaces that support the plant, they tend to do really well. It's a mechanism of survival where they want to be prolific in the space that's given to them. Okay, so here's another example where an elderberry is actually being taken over by these, in Canada we have these as houseplants, but this is completely taken over. It's actually starting to now grow up, the elderberry, and this thing is flowering like crazy. It has so much fruit on it. And you would think this would be too much competition, but it's actually helping this. It's a very weedy plant and it's growing so incredibly fast here because of the competition that's going on. These roots never see the sunlight. They never have any, they have no problem storing water all the time. When it rains, it goes into the surface, the sun can't get at it, and it grows incredibly fast. Okay, so I'm going to show you the exact opposite of this. We have these mulberries that were planted at the same time again, and I want to show you the difference, and it's astonishing how different this scenario is. So these were planted, I would say 7 months ago, and we never put any ground cover here. We've left these bare. So let's go look at the different ones that had ground cover. Okay, so this mulberry was purchased at the same time as the three that you saw over there. The difference is we have this beautiful plant growing in the planter, and this plant is covering the entire area. There's no open ground at all. It basically has filled in the entire planter. And look at the difference. Like, this is insane. The only difference is there is a river right here, a secondary river, so that might explain it more, that why it's growing so insane. But just having these ground covers in the planter have made all the difference with this plant. It's insane, the difference. It's really hard to explain. Okay.